Welcome to another video. Here is a question on the top of our table. Obtain the differential equation for a x square positive b y square, which is 1. To obtain the differential of the equation, what you want to do is to remove all the constants a and b so that the equation will be a function of y, x, and the derivatives of y. Here is what we are going to do and how we are going to do it. We are going to differentiate this equation with respect to x. Let's differentiate with respect to x. We differentiate both sides. Just remember this. We have ax square plus b y square derivative, which is the derivative of 1. Remember, the derivative of every constant is 0. And here we are going to follow the fact that having u power n, where u is a function of x, its derivative is n, the derivative of u times u power n minus 1. Okay. Differentiating here, we have a x power 2 derivative positive b, y power 2 derivative, and the derivative of 1 here is 0. The derivative of x square is thus 2x. That is to say, we have 2 times a times x. This is 2x times a is the same. Positive b. Remember, look here. As the property says, when our u is y power n, the derivative of y power n is n. The derivative of y times y power n minus 1. Remember, this y is a function of x. In our case, our n is 2. You see? We want to start writing by 2y prime times y. Here is b times 2y prime times y, which is, whose power is 2 minus 1. This is 1. And a number per 1 stays as it is. Here is 0. We have 2ax positive, start by 2. 2 times b, y prime, y, which is 0. What we are going to do here, we want to take this stuff to be times y prime times y at right. This is 2ax will be negative 2b times y prime times y. Okay. Let's divide everywhere by 2. We stay with 2 here. We'll stay with ax, which is minus b, y prime y. Okay. Let's look for y prime y. Y prime y. This is to say we divide everywhere by negative b. Here is a over negative b, and here times x. Let's find negative a over b. This is to say we divide everywhere by x. This is y prime y over x. What we are going to do now is to differentiate again. Differentiate again with respect to x. The derivative of this will be 0, and the derivative of this will be found. Here, negative a over b prime will be equal to y prime, y over x prime. Here, we will follow the fact that having y as a function of the product of u and v, its derivative here is u prime times v positive u times v prime. This is a property 1. Here it is. These are the properties you are going to follow. The property number 2 is when you have y as a quotient of u over v, its derivative here is equal to the derivative of u times v minus u times the derivative of v over v per 2. Both these two properties here is star here, let's call it double stars, are going to be applied here. Okay, keep watching. We have negative a over b, which is the product of y derivative times y over x, as we saw two properties which we are going to follow or to apply. Differentiating this with respect to x, everywhere with respect to x, this will give us 0, and this is equal to y prime times y prime times x negative y prime times y times the derivative of x over x square. Here we will apply the property 1, which is a product rule of differentiation. Differentiating this, we differentiate this and keep this as this. To differentiate this will be double prime times y positive the derivative of this times this. This is y prime times the derivative of y altogether times x, which is this, negative y prime times y. Remember, the derivative of x is 1. Here we multiply by 1 here and divide by x for 2. This is 0. Here is y prime. By crossing multiplication, we will multiply x square and 0 to get 0. What do we have here? Look, I want you to look. The second derivative of y can be written as the second derivative of y with respect to x, while the first derivative can be written like dy by dx. We are going to use this instead of using this. Okay, look. Here we have the second derivative of y with respect to x times y plus this is the first derivative of y with respect to x. This is similar to this. Since we want to multiply them, this will be power 2 times x minus this dy by dx times y, and this will be 0. Our differential equation will be looking like here. This is looking like the final, but let's multiply x in the braces here. We have x times y, this is xy, times the second derivative of y with respect to x, plus this times this is x times the square of the first derivative of y with respect to x, then negate y dy by dx and equate this to 0. This is the differential equation we have been asked to look for. Remember, here is the square. That's why you put 2 here. I thank you. Keep subscribing. I love you.